Okay, but let's get into it.
Yes, please do, because it's a new year, new goals, new moves, old moves, all the rest of that good stuff.
Yes, yes. And I've got some numbers to finish off 2024. So
Yeah.
let me share my screen and away we go. Yeah, it is a little bit different because I could sh share a bunch of different things. But anyways, we're on the PowerPoint here, and let's just take a look at our market statistics for the Fraser Valley. So our new listings declined by 46% from November to December, and that goes from 2,367 listings to 1,288. That is a 23% decline in overall inventory for December, and which is not unusual because people don't want to list their homes and they take it off the market in December. The board recorded 994 sales. That's a 13% decline from November, but a 19% above sales from December 2023. Again, looking at total inventory, we are now at 6,285 at the end of December, and that's down 22.6% from November, and but 34.6% higher than in December 23. We are in a balanced market. A balanced market is where our sales to active ratio is at 16%. Putting that on a graph so that we can better understand and visualize. Here we can see our listings at 1,288, sales down at 994 for last month, compared to this huge whopping
Wow.
November 2,367 active listings, and that came in the marketplace. So you can really see that. I mean, our inventory was up to over 8,000 at one point, and now we've come back. And but the sales volume is roughly the same, what to be expected for December as compared to November. And then, of course, last year we were very, very quiet. It was, well, go on holiday last year. So, looking at our months of inventory, how's it look in all asset classes? We're at 6.3 months of inventory that's coming out of the buyer's end of it and into the balanced market. You can see that we were really getting up there in inventory and have come back considerably. And then looking at breaking it down, so for the condo market, it's come down a bit. For the townhouses, it has come down a bit, and for the detached homes, it's relatively that it has come down, not a lot. It's statistically probably about the same. And that's where we go into pricing. So our pricing is we're still on that slow decline in terms of where our home price index price of 1,480,000. This is about 20% higher than where we are today, and that is at the height of February, April of 2022, and that is when the market was totally crazy. We've recovered some, and I expect this to go back up again in the next few months. Townhouses and condos roughly about the same. Not a lot of change in the marketplace, but you can see the drop that we've had since for the last 2 years. And getting quickly into Langley, again, you can see our inventory has dropped significantly, even in the detached homes, so that we're looking at a little bit of yeah, inventory. We need inventory, but that's not unusual for this time of year. And again, you can see our bouncing around in terms of pricing for detached homes, townhouses, and basically condos have not changed a lot. So that the Langley real estate market has outperformed, I think, the Fraser Valley, and that this is a very good thing. So again, we're going to meet again next February. It's going to be the 17th, not the 14th, as to our change. But that's my market brief. But if you wanted to, I'm going to stop sharing. If you have any questions, or do you?
Oh my gosh, do I? Do I?
Yes,
Of
yes,
course.
yeah. I
No,
want to talk. Go ahead.
yeah, that one slide that you showed that the balance market when it was 9 and then it got down to, that's I think 6.2, 6 point, I think it was 6.2 that it is now. Now, is that reflective of the current or not the current changes that happened last year? It's like that 4 months that you got to wait if you're going to buy a house that has a tenant below. Like the current, let's just say policies
Yes.
or
Yeah. Yeah.
requirements.
Yeah. And so you're we're um buyers have been a little hesitant coming into the marketplace, and that did push up inventory because there was a lot of new listings in November, as we saw. Policy, yes, we've tenants. Right now, I think if you have a tenanted property, it is very, very difficult to sell. Seeing how that you have to wait, 4 months to be able to get into it, and also too just the difficulty of dealing with the Tenancy
Right.
Act. It is not an easy thing for a buyer to deal with. You have to, when you give notice, you have to go online, you have to register that you're giving notice to the buyer, and you have to give personal information, which is a little uncomfortable. But looking at the overall trends, we had a half a point interest rate cut in December. We're
Right.
looking, I think, next week at a maybe a 1/4% interest rate cut. That would take us down to 3%. So the where we're looking at that is that the market will continue to improve. The unknown, of course, is Mr. Trump is going to be President Trump next week, and how's that going to affect the marketplace? Are buyers going to wait? Because I find that in uncertain times, buyers do kind of wait and see. They want certainty. Markets want certainty. Business wants certainty. And in uncertain times that we might be facing, then everybody kind of waits and sees and doesn't want to stick their thumb out. And we might be looking at a bit of that too. But there is a lot of pent up demand behind the marketplace. In the last 2 weeks of December, we really did see a surge. Look at I don't have any listings right now because they all sold in December.
So my next question or thought process is that word certainty, I would say, leads to that next word called preparation.
Yes.
That I'm going to pretend I'm going to be a buyer. Maybe next month I'm going to pretend to be a seller with the facts and figures tell us. But
Oh,
I'm a buyer, and let's say I'm the buyer that doesn't have an existing home. I've now been renting for a while, and I've managed to maybe stay in a basement suite to get the down payment and get mom and dad or however that's going to be. So now I'm going from being a renter to I'm choosing to be that buyer. So
yes.
Andy, tell me the preparation that I need to do as versus I've sold my house and I'm going to buy from being that ground zero. Oh, I guess they called them a first time buyer, a first
Yeah,
time buyer.
well, even if you are renting and you're looking to purchase, and same with the seller. I mean, if you're going to sell your home and purchase, I mean, everybody does the same thing. The first thing they do is start jumping onto realtor.ca, start looking at listings, phone their realtor up and say, "Hey, I want to go look at some homes." And that's like the second or third step. The first step is to actually get yourself pre-approved. You need to have that pre-approval in place because the economics of today are very complicated. The mortgage broker, Rita Cousins, she's fantastic for that. She will get you pre-approved, and that's, I mean, I've had buyers show up and say, yeah, we're pre-approved, and I find out that it's just a rate hold, that the bank is giving them a rate hold. They're not pre-approved, and I've had deals where I'm the listing agent and I'm finding out that, oh no, the buyer wasn't pre-approved. They had a rate hold. And the whole thing, it just collapses, and a lot of people did a lot of work. There's a lot of disappointment on the buyer's part. So to get that preparation in place and have their financing all ready and organized so that when they go to look at homes, they know what they can do and they can feel comfortable writing an offer. Whereas, there's a lot of apprehension and do I have my financing? Will the bank, give me my money that I need to buy this home? You take all that away. Just get pre-approved and then march forward and purchase that home that fits your financial needs and your family needs. But it's so important. And the same with the seller. And I talked about this in my last video, is that sellers, the first thing they do is they want to, take a look at homes to where they're moving to. And that's great for the total plan, but they still need to get their financing in order. And also they need to start preparing their home for sale. And
Right.
that takes a couple of weeks to get everything ready.
So then I've got my finances in place, and that's good. So what would be three, let's just say we want to lead with our heart and a lot of times in life, but we got to, be very smart these days with our money and stuff. So what are 3 questions you would ask that first time home buyer? What 3 questions would you ask?
Okay. Well, for first-time homebuyers, are you married? Do you have children? Where do you work? Is that important to you of where your location of where you want to purchase a home? And how comfortable of a mortgage have you that makes you feel that you're secure in purchasing that home? A lot of again, when you get your financial affairs in order and you're pre-approved, you'll get a number. And lots of times, I'm dealing with a first-time buyer now and they are approved for $300,000-400,000 more than what they want to spend, and they're not gonna bite into that. They have their expectations already laid out what they want to do, and so again, those are the 3 questions to make sure that where we start looking is viable for them, and that it makes common sense in terms of where they want to go. And I guess part of that is, do you want to live in a condo or a townhome, or do you want to have a townhome with a backyard? Is another one, or are you looking at a detached home?
So I can say from my previous experience, I was in the hardwood floor business for lots and lots of times, helping with renovations. And I have a good friend that was as real estate agent, much like you are. And she said the things that would be really helpful, and I'm sure you do the same thing, is when you walk around and going, hey, take a look over there. That's about a $2,000 fix. Okay, look at the appliances. That's it. Like, to be realistic, that 300 or 400,000 extra is okay. There's things that always aren't exactly 100% when you move into some place, and to max yourself out
Yes.
to your mortgage, and then you're like living almost in regret with, oh, we really want to change the appliances or maybe the flooring or new carpets or something like that, and you just don't have that wiggle room
Yeah.
at all.
No, you don't. And yeah, no home is perfect. Everybody that wants to move in, the least most people want to do is paint.
Yeah.
But at the same time, yeah, if you start changing flooring and doing everything else, appliances, kitchen cabinets, the full reno, I mean, that's, you need to budget that and you need to have that in place. But and you need to figure out, is there value there too? And if I
Oh,
spend all this money, will I see a return on investment? And we've gone into some places where there's the highest end appliances in a mid-range townhome, and the buyer's not going to pay that because they can, they just need their want is just an appliance that works, that is fairly new, and not, they go for that Wolf steam oven that's many thousands of dollars, right?
yeah. So some smart ideas there. I don't know if you saw, but I had that little bit of an aha moment when you said about those things that you're gonna do to your, maybe that's most times a first time home buyer, it's their starter place, that not putting too much into there and won't make sense to increase the value of the single biggest purchase that you're gonna make in your whole entire life.
Yeah, yeah, yep, yeah. No, and it's really important that you start off with a plan, and that you know where you're going to end up, and to get you there, and just to see how many homes. To me, that doesn't matter, as long as you are focused on making that move and getting to your new home.
So Andy, I'm going to put give you a little bit of an FYI where my head is going for next month. Is I have an apartment and it's now, or a condo, and I'm trying to move up to a townhouse. So my question for you to ponder over these next 4 weeks until we move again is, there's 4 apartments for sale in the same building. How are you going to help me make my apartment sell? So that's going to be your task next month for
Sure.
my question on how you're going to help me sell my apartment that there's already 4 units that are for sale in the same building. Okay, how does that sound, my friend?
You
To
bet.
challenge
Not a
me
problem
next.
there. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Andy. This was, I wish you and your family an amazing 2025. I just feel there's an itch. There's some good positive growth that is going to happen this year for our communities. There's some always exciting things always happening in the Langleys. The list is too long. I encourage everybody to go to Tourism Langley's website, and you will find whatever you want to do, from farmers markets to hockey games to events. It's just the kind of cool place that this place called the Langleys is all about. So
Yes.
I think
Yes.
I'm gonna do that because it's Friday and find out what's happening on the weekend, Andy.
Oh, well, have a great weekend.
I shall see you next time.